Okay, so as we discussed these formulas, sine, cos and tan formulas, they are good for a right angle triangle. There must be an angle of 90 degree if you want to use these three T ratios. But when you don't have a triangle with a 90 degree angle, what would you do then? You can't use these formulas. Then there is another set of formulas available that you use, and that can be used for any type of triangle, right? And the first one is called the sine law. Sine law is good for any kind of triangle, even if it's not a right angle triangle. And any triangle that is not a right angle triangle is called oblique triangle. So this is good for oblique triangle. Oblique triangle is a triangle that's not a right angle triangle. And what is this sine law? Let's say that this is the triangle. And you can see that there is no angle that is 90 degree, right? So this is not a right angle triangle because you don't have any angle that is 90 degree. Okay, you first need to label the sides. Let's say that this base is A, the length of the side is A, the length of this side is B, and the length of the longest side is C. These are the side lengths A, B and C. You also need to label the angles. The angle that is in front of this side, see if you stand here and you're looking towards the triangle, which side is opposite? A, right? So you will name this angle as A, capital A. Capital A is the angle that is facing the side A, small a. Similarly, if you stand here at this corner and look towards the triangle, the side that is opposite you is B. So this angle must be called capital B. And same for the third one. That means this angle must be called angle C, capital C. So these are the three angles of the triangle, capital A, capital B and capital C, and the side lengths are A, B and C. They are in front of each other. Now after defining and labeling this triangle, you can write the sine law. The sine law is sine of angle A, sine of this angle, divided by the side that is opposite, small a. If you calculate this ratio, sine A to A, that ratio will be the same as the ratio of sine of angle B divided by the length B. And this ratio is still same as sine of angle C divided by the length C. So this is your sine law. Sine A over A is equal to sine B over B is equal to sine C over C. This law is called the sine law, and you can use this law for the oblique triangle that is not a 90 degree angle triangle, right? Okay, let's try to apply this law to solve a problem. I want you to look at example number 2 on page 261. And let's write it down in this corner. Sine A over A is equal to sine B over B is equal to sine C over C. That's the sine law. And the example problem, example number 2, this one is on page 261. Use the sine law to calculate the length of side A. And this is the triangle that is given. You can see this is not a right angle triangle because no angle is 90 degrees. This angle is given as B, this angle is C, this angle is A. And the side is, this is C, this is A, this is B. Side length B is given, this one is 16.8 centimeter. This angle is given, this is 52 degrees. And this angle is given 72 degrees. You have to find this side. Let's call this side as the one that is to be found. A is to be calculated. Okay, so A is the unknown, B is known. These two angles are known. Using this formula is a little bit tricky, but once you know the main idea, then you won't have any problem. When we use this formula, we don't use everything because we have three ratios, the first ratio, the second ratio, the third ratio. We don't use three ratios at a time. We only use two ratios at a time. So this formula can be used in three different ways. You can use this part of the formula, just this part, right? You don't have to use all of it. You just use just two ratios at a time. So if you use these two ratios, the formula will be written as tan A over A is equal to, sine A over A is equal to sine B over B. If you are using these two ratios. If you are using, let us say, you are using the final two ratios, these two, then you will write the formula as sine B over B is equal to sine C over C. And there is yet another way to write this. What will that be? You have to use two ratios. You can use this and this, or you can use this and this, or what? You can use the first and the last, right? You can use first and second, you can use second and third, or you can use first and third. If you use first and third, that will become sine A over A is equal to sine C over C. So these are the three different ways to use this single formula. Now look at that triangle. You know angle A and B, right? Angle A and B is known. You also know the length B. You have to find length A. Which formula would you use? Which formula involves all of them? This, or this?
B over sin C.
Which one?
The second one?
The second one? Okay. Do you know C, angle C?
No.
Do you know side C? So why would you use this? What about the first one?
A and B.
A and B, because see, angle A is known, right? So you know this. You know, if you know angle A, you can find sine A. Angle B is known, 52 degrees, so this is also known. A is what you have to find. This is your unknown, right? You have to calculate it. And B is known, 16.8. Now remember this forever. You can use a formula, please remember this forever, because this is not just applied to this, it's applied to anything. Whenever you want to use a formula, there should be just one unknown, just one. There is only one number that is unknown, that is not known. All other numbers are known. Only then you can use a formula. If you try using this formula, how many numbers are known? You know B, so this is known. Do you know C? This number is unknown. Do you know this C? The length?
No.
No, this is unknown. Do you know B? The length B, yes. So how many unknowns are there in this formula?
2.
2. You can't use this formula. And if you try using this is known, A is unknown, C is unknown, this C is unknown. How many unknowns are there? 3. You can't use this formula. You can use a formula only if there is one unknown. Everything else must be known. So this is the only way to use it, is to solve it. So you rewrite this formula here. Sine A over A is equal to sine B over B. And then enter the values. Angle A is 72 degrees. So this becomes sine 72 degrees divided by A is unknown. You will keep it as A. Then equals sine B. B is 52 degree. Sine 52 degrees divided by length B is 16.8. Now you have to solve it for A. A is your unknown. What will you do? Okay, you need to learn another thing in these type of problems. You need to know what is cross multiplication. Do you know what is cross multiplication?
Both sides.
Yeah, you multiply cross this way. This is called the cross multiplication. You multiply the number at the top with the number at the bottom on this side. The number at the top on this side is multiplied with the number in the bottom on this side. If you make a cross here like this, A is multiplied with that number and this is multiplied with this number, and then you rewrite everything. So when you multiply this way, A times sine 52, this becomes A times sine 52, and then you don't forget to put equal sign between them. A times sine 52 is equal to sine 72 times 16.8. A times sine 52 equals sine 72 times 16.8. You multiplied across. This is called the cross multiplication. Okay, the next step is to isolate A. That means you want to get rid of sine 52. What will you do to remove sine 52? Would you multiply both sides with this number, or would you divide both sides with this number?
Divide.
Divide, yes. So when you divide both sides by sine 52, this will cancel out. That leaves only A. Your A is isolated. So this will give you A is equal to sine 72 times 16.8, sine 72 times 16.8 divided by sine 52. You can use your calculator to solve it. Make sure that you put everything in the bracket. Everything in the numerator and everything in the denominator must be written in the bracket. So start with a bracket. Start off with a bracket. Then write sine 72 times 16.8. Then close the bracket. And then divide symbol. And then sine 52. Got it? What's the answer?
20.27. Yeah, 20.3 centimeter. That's
20?
the same one. 20.3.
20.3. Okay. Make sure that everybody gets the same answer. Got the same answer?
Yeah.
Okay. So this length A came out to be 20.3 centimeter. What did you get, Stephanie?
Same thing.
We will solve more problems like this tomorrow, right? And as you know, tomorrow is your class is in the morning, 9 to
9 to 10.
9 to 10. And you have another class starting at 10? So we can't extend the time for that class, right? No. Okay, no problem, but we have a class on Friday also, from 10 to 12.